The day has finally come. In patch 4.5.0, the 1887 has finally received its very first nerf. But with that, the XP54 has also received a buff. But will it be enough to somewhat bring it back to its former glory and compete with the infamous Pike 557? Also with this patch, we are receiving 27 free brand new rewards with a touch of Halloween spirit added to more maps. But before we get into that, if you find this video informative, please, as usual, smash that like button. It's a small button for you, but it makes a massive impact for this channel. Also, subscribe for all things the finals. Let's get into it. To start things off, we've got an all-new event with 27 brand new collectible rewards and an explosive addition to the World Tour maps starting tomorrow. Sponsored by your one and only scam artist, Halto. Now with this new collectible event comes a twist with the addition of the reward wheel, and instead of being like our favorite cash grabbers EA and adding these items to the store, we can earn these for free. And these tickets give us spins to earn each reward on this wheel. You can earn up to 3 tickets per day by completing daily contracts. In other words, it won't be a grind fest that'll give you FOMO. But that's not all. If you collect all these rewards, you'll get the grand prize of the Stealth Spectre bundle, which will definitely make you stand out in the arena. So if you guys like what they're doing here in this event, they're going to give us a short survey at the end of it to get some feedback, because this is the first time they've done something like this in the finals. So I don't know about you, but if it's an event and I'm getting free things in the double digits, that's a win in my book right off the bat. Also, for those of you fighting for the top 500, this week they are introducing Ruby level to the leaderboards. Let's get into these balance changes, starting with the dev notes. The notes say, our approach to balancing the game has evolved since the first season of the finals. In the beginning, we made a lot of these changes because the game was brand new and we suddenly had a constant flow of players to provide feedback, telemetry, and information that we could use to calibrate and experiment with quickly. As time marches on and we start to see this game reach a more stable state, we want to fall into a more sustainable and reliable rhythm that gives us time to plan larger and more meaningful shifts in the balance based on how we see the community engage with the meta. As such, our intent is to do those larger meta-altering balance passes at the start of each new season, where we can introduce new strategies and ways to play. Then as needed, we'll perform another pass halfway through each season aimed at polishing the current meta and addressing major feedback points from our core without fully resetting the meta and causing confusion. Between these two major balance passes, we'll only perform smaller nudges to the balance that aim to smooth out the current experience when absolutely necessary. We're hopeful this approach will lead to a smoother and clearer experience for you and help us set better expectations regarding the weekly game updates while being kinder to our players and to our team. And to me, because there's nothing like making a masterclass for a weapon then realizing it's nerfed to the ground the very next week. So on my end, thank you Embark, I really appreciate this. So now for what we've all been waiting for, the 1887 nerf, which is to its range, with an increase in her pellet radius from 0.45 to 0.65, making the weapon less accurate at longer ranges, an increase to the outer pellet radius from 1.3 to 1.7, making the weapon less accurate at longer ranges, and a decreased damage falloff multiplier from 65% to 60%, causing the weapon to do less damage at range. The dev note here states that one way we investigate the balance of weapons is to look at the effectiveness in gameplay, stats like damage, kill rates, headshots, and accuracy, in addition to stats like usage and win rates. Looking at this data alone, the model 1887 is good, but not exceptional when it comes to effectiveness during play. However, we've seen a large uptick in usage, mostly in higher skill tiers, which has led to the gun being very prevalent in matches and leading to somewhat of a stale meta. This nudge to the effective range will hopefully disrupt this trend, without making the weapon weaker than its nearest competitors when it comes to effectiveness, i.e. the AKM, FAMAS, and Pike 556. Notice how they, didn't say the F-car there. Anyhow, if you're using the model 1887 like you're supposed to be using it, like a close range shotgun, this nerf, in my opinion, is not really that big of a deal, because the weapon is still going to be very powerful in its effective ranges. And you're still going to have that hipfire accuracy without any penalty to sprint strafing. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Now, onto the XP54, getting some much needed love in this patch with an increased damage fall-off start distance from 15 meters to 20 meters, making this weapon more impactful at range. An increased damage fall-off end distance from 25 meters to 30 meters, making the weapon more impactful at range, and a decreased damage fall-off multiplier from 65% to 62%. I'm very happy with this change. It addresses the pain points of the weapon and gives it back its uniqueness when compared to the M11 with a red dot. However, I still don't think it's going to compete with the Pike 557, especially with the fix to its scope glitch. But then again, we always have the LH1 with a scope for that. Onto content and bug fixes. I'm only going to get into the ones that are most important here to not waste your guys' time and get you back into the arena as fast as possible. We are going to start with specializations. The cloaking device, they fixed an issue introduced in 4.4 that caused refraction effects like cloaking and parts of the dematerialize effect to not be visible when the effect quality is set to medium. And as for the dematerializer, fix an issue where the environmental kills were not detected when the dematerialized floor was an air vent or other small props. Onto sponsors, they increased the number of fans that can be earned by 50% to 100%, depending on the action type. Disabled the ability to earn fans with the healing beam. DevNote here states that, we've disabled the earning of fans via the healing beam as it was too easy for players to exploit this mechanic to farm fans, at the cost of good competitive matches. We only want fans to be earned from actions that can be completed regardless of the contestant setup. VRs, they increased the VR cap from 3,000 to 5,000. And last but not least, like I stated before, alternate scopes. Fix an issue where weapons with an attached sight could have a skewed pose when aiming down sights, causing the sight to be misaligned with where the weapon is aimed. So they don't state here that it's specifically for the Pike 556. However, the Pike is one of the weapons included in this category. And that's about it for the patch notes. My thoughts on the 1887 nerf is that it's not that bad, to be honest with you guys. And if you made this weapon and use it like it's supposed to be used, you're not going to see that much of a difference. It's still going to be very impactful in higher tier lobbies, much like the SA-1216 is still going to be impactful in higher tier lobbies. Because if you guys notice, the people that are really good with the 1887 are not sniping with it. They're moving and they're getting up close and personal within that medium to short range distance, quite literally bringing hell to their opponents. However, this time around, you're not going to get that chip damage from far range like you used to, which is a win in my book. But that's just my opinion. Please let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. And remember to please be civil about it and to give each other the respect you want in return. Also, I'll have a video either later today or tomorrow for the much requested reticle settings, so stay tuned for that. If you guys found this video informative, please smash that like button. It's a small button for you, but again, makes a huge impact on this channel. And subscribe for all things the finals. Peace and love, guys, and I'll see you in the arena. Happy Halloween.